In this video, I am going to go over my visit to Six Flags Over Georgia. I'm going to explain what I went through leading up to the park, at the park, and my final thoughts. But enough chit-chatting, let's dive right in. Six Flags Over Georgia is located in Austell, Georgia, just west of Atlanta. The park is home to 11 different roller coasters and an excellent dark ride called Monster Mansion. Some people love the park, some like it, and some dislike it. I am going to go over in detail about my entire experience. I visited the park back in May of 2019. Whenever I book a trip, I like to book through Expedia because they offer an affordable package deals on flights and hotels. I forgot the exact amount, but I spent a little over $400 for 3 nights, 4 days, which was a great price. I booked a room at the Red Roof Inn, which was located a few miles away from the park. When I arrived at the hotel, it looked really dirty and wasn't in the greatest area. The park was closing in an hour, so I decided to grab something to eat and take it easy for the rest of the night, so I can be refreshed in the morning before heading to the park for my first ever visit. While I was walking to a buffet just a few blocks away from my hotel, I noticed bars all across the doors and windows outside the gas station and stores nearby. I saw some people blasting music in the parking lot and they tried to call me over, but I ignored them and kept on walking. I really didn't feel safe staying at this hotel. I decided to call Expedia and explain my situation to them, and they were able to provide excellent customer service. Not only was I able to switch hotels to the Econo Lodge, which was conveniently located right across the street from Six Flags Over Georgia, but they also gave me a $50 credit towards the new hotel, which was about $100 more expensive than the Red Roof Inn. So I want to give a huge shout out to Expedia for doing this for me. The next day, I made my way over to the park, and as soon as I stepped outside my hotel, you see Goliath towering over the skyline. As I made my way closer, I saw Twisted Cyclone and Georgia Scorcher. At this point, I couldn't put into words my excitement. They let me inside the park about 30 minutes prior to opening, and Georgia Scorcher and Twisted Cyclone were actually open, so I was able to get 2 rides on both before the park actually opened. Georgia Scorcher is my favorite stand-up coaster, and I found it to be very enjoyable and smooth compared to other stand-ups I've been on. And of course, a new paint job looked amazing. Twisted Cyclone was good, and it definitely needed a chance to warm up. After these 4 rides, the park was open, and I made my way over to Goliath. I was speechless coming off, and I was able to get 2 rides in the back without leaving my seat. Goliath is currently my #1 favorite hypercoaster. After Goliath, I made my way over to Daredevil Dive, which I thought was the biggest shock of my trip. The coaster was much better than I thought it was going to be, and is currently my #3 favorite in the park. After Daredevil Dive, I made my way over to Gotham and took a ride on Mindbender. I know many people consider this coaster to be one of the best, but I found it to be a little overhyped, but it was still a great coaster. Next, I made my way over to Batman the Ride, which you can find at almost every other Six Flags park. Not much to really say about this because if you've been on one, you've pretty much been on them all. Next, I took a ride on Monster Mansion, the park's dark ride, which was a great way to cool off from the Georgia heat. I thought the ride was pretty good and it was really corny, but I really enjoyed it. Next, I made my way over to Superman Ultimate Flight. Now, I've been on the one at Great Adventure, and even though they are clones, I enjoy this one much better due to the terrain. It really fits the coaster and gives you a better flying sensation. Next, I made my way over to, in my opinion, one of the worst wooden roller coasters I've ever been on, the Great American Scream Machine. It was really rough, and the final brake run was very painful because you get jolted to a complete stop really quick. Next, I rode Blue Hawk, which I was so excited to ride ever since I saw the Vacation movie. I thought it was a lot of fun, and the restraints didn't provide much headbanging compared to Arrow coasters, even though it was built by Vekoma. After Blue Hawk, I decided to take a break and get some food from a place next to Skyscreamer. The food was excellent, and it felt good to be inside cooling off. Next, I took a ride on the Skyscreamer and I got some nice views of the entire park. After this, I rode the Mine Train, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. And of course, I started getting re-rides on Twisted Cyclone, which is running much quicker and provided excellent airtime, some of the best I ever experienced. It's a very short RMC, but it definitely did not disappoint. I also got a chance to ride Aquaphobia, which is the park's drop tower. This also came to a huge surprise, and it's one of my favorite drop towers I've ever been on. I really enjoyed my day at the park, and it was only day 1. I know I heard people mention a lot of coasters either have long waits or were not operating, but this definitely was not the case during my visits, and I visited the park for all 3 days. So in conclusion, Six Flags Over Georgia definitely exceeded my expectations, and I am definitely excited to visit this park in the near future. Let me know if you guys visited before and if you guys liked or disliked the park. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.